Hey, welcome back to the Good Green Home Show with Rich and Shauna. Today, one of my favorite experts is going to be on the show. It's Christina Salwitz. She is an author that has won awards. She's experienced in writing in magazines, and her photographs just rock your sock off. She's really a wonderful expert to talk about foliage. Welcome to the show, Christina.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here.
Yeah, welcome, and thank you for doing this show. This is Rich Christakis, and I'm honored to be talking to you because foliage plants are one of my favorite things, and I think that there's too much emphasis on flowering plants, and people need to learn more about foliage.
I agree.
So what is it about foliage that is so unique?
Well, I think it's not... well, maybe it is a little bit unique, but it's just that you have such a vast number of choices. I mean, when people talk gardens and colors when I'm consulting, they'll say, oh, I want lots of color. And the first thing I'll say is, now it sounds like you're referring to floral color or flower color. And then they kind of have that light bulb go on, and then they start really thinking about it. And what I like to explain is that when you base most of your landscape design or a container design on foliage first, then what happens is that you can build on that with anything, whether it's blooms or a twig color or garden art or berries or whatever the next step is in your layering process. But starting with foliage, really great foliage, is it's more of an investment protection. It gives you lots more choices throughout the year. It does so much more overall for the landscape design itself.
So what do we tell these customers who, these people that come in and say, listen, if it's not flower, it's not going to work for me. What are the easy foliage choices that will get them turned on to leaves?
Yeah, well, I get fewer and fewer people that say that anymore. Actually, I'm really surprised just in the last few years how much the tide is turning and how people are really kind of turning the light on in their brain about where to start the choices. And what I tell people is, close your eyes and stand in your driveway or wherever, the front of your place is, and you're there on January 31st, and you want to kill yourself and go to Vegas, and that's all you think about is getting some sunshine. And this is actually where we start. So if you're in a very cold climate like the Midwest, we might start with twigs and berries and things like that and then add foliage layers on. But what I find is that when I'm standing in the nursery with customers or clients, I'll just start grabbing certain pieces of foliage and layering certain colors and textures together. And then they really get it. We might start with a conifer or a broadleaf evergreen shrub or something like that, depending on what the goal is. But a lot of times we start by talking about the color palette. And so if somebody says, I want really bright, bold, or I want very cool and serene or very contemporary, it kind of gives me a jumping off point for where to start.
So you're suggesting, it's not just foliage like leaves, but I mean, you said conifer, so like a needle evergreen. You're suggesting even mixing evergreens into your containers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, even when we're talking containers, we can get really crazy.
I love it when you get really crazy, Christina.
Well, I mean, the thing is that you can have an insanely stunning little collector's Japanese maple with a really beautiful collector's conifer in a container and have both the seasonal aspects of the maple and the year-round aspects of a collector's type conifer to balance the year. And then you can throw in, your perennials, your annuals, things like that. So when we're talking foliage, we're talking pretty much anything that's going to be there as your base level plant year-round for design.
Oh, terrific. What about perennial plants? Because, I'm madly in love with the heuchera right now.
Coral bells.
Yeah. Coral bells are beautiful, and they come in this huge selection of color. When you're talking about container planting and foliage, I know that you've recommended coral bells as a great solution. What type of combinations can you give us an example of that might feature a coral bell in a container?
Oh, absolutely. Well, and coming from the great tropical Northwest compared to a lot of the country, heuchera or coral bells are something we can't live without anymore. I mean, we've discovered, so many different ones that are appropriate for every different design element, from full hot blasting sun to full deep shade. So we use a lot of them, and we have to kind of be careful we don't get heuchera heavy.
Can you tell us more about what you'll be doing in 2015?
2015 is really all about working on the next book. That's going to be pretty all-consuming. It's due in the fall, and so we have our work cut out for us because it's a much, much larger book than the last one. Mm-hmm. And what's very exciting is that we're responsible for all the photography. Ooh. So yeah, the pressure is on.
All right.
That's going to be amazing. I'm going to be cutting back a little bit on clients and a little bit on everything else just to get this book out at the highest quality we can make it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being on our show, and we will see you soon, I hope.
Yeah. Thanks, Christina.
I so too. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care and have a great day. Thanks for being a part of the Good Green Home Show.
Thank you. Have fun.
All right, that was Christina Salwitz.
Salwitz.
Yes. All right, that was Christina Salwitz, author of Fine Foliage.
Yes, and man, is she filled with information.
And,
Isn't she?
Fashion and plants and colors are all very intertwined, and you can find all that at your local independent garden center. After this break, we'll be right back.
We will.
With the Good Green Home Show with Rich and Shauna.
Do you want to stop garden insects before they become a problem? Bonide All Seasons Horticultural Spray is your answer and will stop your garden insects before they hatch. Early spraying smothers most insect eggs left behind by last year's plant-destroying insects. Bonide's All Season Horticultural Spray Oil will destroy insect eggs in early spring, and if used throughout the season, will control all stages of insects. Bonide All Season Spray Oil is recommended for use on shade trees, fruit trees, shrubs, roses, and ornamental plants. Bonide All Seasons Horticultural Spray Oil is easy to use and an all-natural product that can be used all season long. Bonide products are family-made in America. All Seasons Horticultural Spray Oil is available at your local hardware store, garden center, or farm feed store, or go to bonide.com for a retailer near you.
Feeding your lawn every year and still not satisfied? That's because you're doing half the job. You must feed your soil too with Jonathan Green's new American Lawn Plan. Your soil is filled with nutrients, but many never reach the grass because your soil biology hasn't been activated. This includes nutrients from your lawn fertilizer too. Jonathan Green's new American Lawn Plan corrects the problem with 2 soil reviving fertilizers: Love Your Lawn, Love Your Soil and Magic-Cal. Love Your Lawn, Love Your Soil has a special organic formula that activates soil biology, releasing trapped nutrients while loosening up soil for deeper root growth. Magic-Cal balances soil pH so nutrients from lawn fertilizers don't go to waste and weeds don't become a problem. Do the whole job. Feed your lawn and your soil with Jonathan Green's New American Lawn and get the great lawn you've always wanted. Pick up the New American Lawn at Alsip's Nursery and other fine independent retailers.